Seeds versus starts. We had the wettest April on record. But now it's May, and we just planted out this straw bale. I've got water running down the driveway still. We need to keep the seeds and the starts watered. But there's an old debate on which is better, seeds or starts. I don't know which one's better, seeds or starts. That age-old argument. I got a bunch of seeds in the ground, I've got a bunch of starts in the ground. I've started a bunch of seeds in containers. Then you got this problem, you run out of room. Just look at these squash, they're gonna get huge. I've got a bunch of them already spread out across this garden. But right here, we've been planting like mad, and I went ahead and got some starts. I paid more than my $1 a piece because I ran my mouth last year and said we had scorpions in the garden. Well, I've got ghost and I've got reapers. I found some scorpions. So this is going to be our hot pepper patch. So let's go ahead and get these starts in the ground. Just like everything else, just pull that mulch back. This is good and wet. So this ought to be okay. I'm still going to take those lower leaves off, give it a little chance. A little mulch in here. See if we can't get a scorpion or two growing this year. Ooh, that's wet. Then we got these big peppers, this Corno del Toro. Never tried that before. We'll see what we get there. Yeah, you know, I couldn't leave it sitting there. I had to bring it. It says it's mildly hot. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and plant it over here at the hot peppers anyhow. While we're over here, let's take a look at this snack bell red. I took all the leaves up to that first flower. They've already set peppers. It didn't need all this extra rain, but we'll see what we get. And since this is now going to be our hot pepper patch, I've got that overwintered pepper. We need to get it in the ground. Now, I'd tell you what kind of pepper this was, but I don't remember. We only had one that overwintered. The other one I thought was going to make it, but it went ahead and gave up the ghost. No pun intended. I'm going to pinch off some of these lower leaves, and this sucker doesn't need to be there. That's cleaned up pretty good. Now let me go ahead and get this hole a little bigger, and we'll get this planted. I think we got a pretty good hole there. There's a little water down in the bottom, but I think that'll be all right. And over the winter, there's roots all the way through that. Got soil in back in around there. Seeds, starts, really starts. Well, we overwintered this pepper. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm hoping this is that really nice red habanero. We'll see what we get. But I got one more thing I want to get planted this evening. And of course our peas were planted from seed, and our carrots, and our Swiss chard. And this Swiss chard's doing so well, it's making seeds and we're going to replant itself. And you were with me when I planted these seeds in the raised bed in late fall. Now I'd like to get a loofah harvest, So I planted a bunch of loofah. I got too many. That's the problem. When you start seeds, and then you space out your squash a little bit, you got them all the way down the line. And we got a bunch of tomatoes in already. But I got more that need to come in, and I'm out of room. And since we put the deer fence in, that gives me some more vertical space all around the garden, but I've got something planted every little bit as it goes. The seeds that I planted, the cucumbers, the black-eyed peas, a few other things, if they come up and everything that I had started in the seed trays continue to grow, well, we'll see what we get. I planted a fig tree over by the old compost pile. Something came in and ate the whole bottom out of it. They had this on sale and I have the gardener's disease. I want a fig. So back in here, I think we got a little bit of room. This is gonna get kind of big, so I don't want it to shade out the rest of the garden. So this is on the north side. Leave a comment and tell me where I'm wrong. I'm just gonna move some of this mulch out of the way. We're gonna dig a little hole. Yes, I'm gonna dig in the no-dig garden. When you got a bigger container like that, you almost have to. Just pull that back. Man, the worms are just awesome. That tells me our castor oil's been working. We haven't had a lot of mole activity. Let me just move some of this soil. And this is the newest part of the garden, so you can still see some of that clay in here, but that top layer is still beautiful. And just look at the roots on that. Yep, that's just as deep as it needs to be. Backfilling around it, just like you're planting everything else. No, I'm not adding any kind of fertilizer. I probably should. Then I'm just going to mulch in around it. Move some of that hay back. We're good to go. Well, we've got about 3/4 of the planting done. And you've seen those seedlings. I need to be able to squeeze them in here somewhere. We're going to have a chaos garden for sure this year. And then the hardest work that we're ever going to have to do is going to start. And that's harvest. You can do this too. Yes, I planted them too close together, right underneath the grape, which has got clusters all the way up and down the vine. Now, if this trellises, I've got a trellis here, but I also have stuff on the other side. We got this fence it can run up, but it's going to be over the grapes. It ought to be fun. I'm looking forward to this year. Well, look at this. What do you mean I don't have any room? This is going to be the sweet potato patch. And with as many slips as we got going, this thing is going to be completely covered in vines before you know it. The blackberries are blooming and the potatoes are setting flowers. And so far, our first sweet potatoes seem to be liking it out here. You can do this too. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.